My name's Penelope Leach. I'm a psychologist specialising in child development and parenting, and especially looking at parenting from children's points of view. For the last several years I've spent a lot of time studying not parenting, but the breakup of parenting. Family breakdown, in other words. Two reasons. Firstly, parents who separate aren't in a minority anymore. Only about half of today's children will have parents who are still together when they reach school leaving age. Secondly, recent research stresses the impact those separations have on children. Parents, fathers as much as mothers, are so crucial to their offspring's development that separation will turn children's lives upside down, no matter what their age. But the way it's handled is focused on adults. In families, and often in lawyers' offices and family courts too, everyone's energy goes into fighting for or trying to reconcile the interests of father and mother. But what about the interests of the children? What they need may be drastically different and is crucially important to their health and well-being. In this book, you'll find ways to minimise the impact of separation on children. You'll discover what children of different ages are likely to understand and feel about the process, often in their own words, and ways to help them cope. You'll also find research to help guide you through those dreadfully difficult decisions about where children will live and access for the other parent, handovers, Christmas, money, law, and everything else. But although all these things are important, what matters most to children when a family breaks down is the relationship that remains between parents. The more parents fight over their children, try to get them to take sides, using them as weapons in the marital war when really they are its victims, the more damaged those children will be. Things will be better for the children if parted parents can at least go on being reasonably polite to each other. But it's best of all if, although they don't want anything to do with each other as partners, they can muster the selfless concern needed to carry on being and helping each other to be loving parents. I call that mutual parenting. It's not an easy thing to achieve, but for children's sakes it's worth every effort, as my colleague Colin McGinn movingly describes. Colin, you got hold of an early proof copy of the book.
Yes, I did, and I have to say it was very good timing because I was going through a difficult separation and divorce, and I think it would be fair to say I was quite angry. And although I would have believed that I was doing the right thing for the kids, reading your book and the quality of the material in the book and my respect for your previous work, it stopped me short. It made me think about decisions that I was making and a realisation that perhaps I wasn't making decisions that were right for the children, or making decisions that were angry and defending my time with the kids.
So was it mostly questions of access? I mean, I believe something happened at Christmas. Can you tell us about Christmas?
Well, it was a question of access at Christmas, but it was a very important turning point in how we have worked together as separated parents. I was supposed to have the children for Boxing Day, and I was determined that was going to happen. And my ex was saying, but we always get together. It's a family tradition to go to my mum's for lunch on Boxing Day. And my position initially was no. And then my conscience on my shoulder, Penelope Leach, saying, what's the right decision for the kids? So very quickly I contacted my ex and said, the decision is, will you pick up the kids or will I drop them off at your mum's? And in actual fact, they ended up staying with their cousins overnight on Boxing Day. But the good thing is that after I made that decision and made the right decision for the kids, since then we've been working very well together. We've been cooperating, and our decisions are very clearly focused on what's right for the kids. And I have to say that my ex has been generous in terms of my work and making sure that I can fulfill my commitments.
I've written this book for mothers and fathers who are thinking about separating or already apart and planning to get divorced. For their own fathers and mothers, the children's grandparents and extended families, for prospective new partners and maybe step-parents, and for the many professionals who support and advise them. Above all, though, I hope that the book can help at least some parents help their children. Separation or divorce is seldom pain-free for anyone, even the partner who asked for it, but it is worst for children. Having their family split up, with mother and father living separately from each other and only with them one at a time, is always deeply disturbing, almost always sad, and sometimes tragic for children of all ages from birth into adult life. That's a tough message for parents to hear, but it's not a hopeless one. Exactly how children feel and why, and what can be done to protect or restore their equilibrium, depends on each individual child's age and personality. Parents who are able to see their children as separate, different people, rather than as the kids or the boys, will find in this book many ways to minimise the impact of family breakdown on each one right from the start. It suggests some ways of convincing a child that her parents' separation is in no way her fault. Above all, it shows how vital it is that every child, toddler or teen should be told and shown again and again that while Mummy and Daddy may have stopped loving each other, neither of them has or ever will stop loving the children.